Hi, my name's Leigh Pond and welcome to Trout with Leigh. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We've had a lot of emails and messages back on the site to ask for more tutorial type video. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you a couple of little tips and tricks that I've picked up over the years that's going to help you keep your flies in the water that bit longer during the course of the day. Because if your flies are not in the water, you're definitely not going to catch any fish. We're here today at Thornwood Springs in Essex, not far from Epping Forest and not far from London. It's just a stone's throw away. Now, it comprises of 3 lakes. You've got the main lake, which is this one here, which was the first one that was dug originally, which is probably the deeper out of the 3. The top end of the lake is around about 15 foot and it's got some absolutely superb browns in it. Last time I was here I was lucky enough to catch one about 5 pounds. Fin perfect, great big black spots on it and a full tail. Peter, the bailiff here, and the owner really looks after his fish, and you have a super day here. Even if you're a novice or an experienced angler, this is the place to be. You must, if you're anywhere near this vicinity, come down here and give it a try. It's really worth it. The lake that we're going to fish next is the larger lake out of the 3. It's shallower, a lot more weed in it, loads and loads of fly life. I mean, we just walked around there before we started filming and there was damsels, there was buzzers hatching off, everything, and the fish were going berserk. So we're going to go and give it a go there on the dries. And then the third lake is a small lake over the far back corner, which is a stalking lake. I've not really actually had much experience on that one myself, but we'll have a look at it later maybe and see what's going on there. But today the main thing is we're going to show you just a few tricks and tips of, that I've learned, and it's going to help your day go a lot smoother. Let's hope so. First thing I'd like to show you, I mean, there's nothing new with these. People have been using winders to keep their leaders on for years. I can remember seeing guys at Grapham many years ago, and they used to wrap their leaders, spare leaders, around their hat just in case they got in a tangle and they needed a new one. But I actually set these up before I go fishing all the time. Now this is a rig bin. It's a carp fishing accessory, but I've been using these for years, and the ones that I've found for trout are quite small, and it's just difficult to get the line on and off of it. But with these rig bins, I find that you can actually get a lot more leaders on them. Obviously it keeps them dry. You know, when you get a wet boat, you can keep these dry, and it keeps them intact and ready to go. And as I say, I tie them up in the evenings before I go out. Now this is a bung setup, but what I've done is I've set up 3 different bungs at 3 different depths, and I just put it on a bit of tape there, exactly what the spacings are, so that you're ready to go as soon as you get on the water. Now if you're changing over from, I don't know, a nymph setup and you're still on a floating line, you want to go to a bung, tying that bung up, you've got to put 4 different flies on. Takes you, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If you've got this ready, saves an awful lot of time. And then if you want to take it off again, put it back on. Just whack it back on. You may want to use it later during the course of the day if the fish have, the conditions change a bit. So that's my first tip. I've done that with the bung. Same thing for pulling or nymphs. I've set these up so you've got 2 fly pulling there, so you've got a blob and a booby set up on there. 3 fly pulling, which I'll have a booby cormorant in the middle and a booby on the top I've got there. 4 fly nymphs. So you've got everything covered there on that one spool. Whatever you want to do during the course of a day, if you're on a reservoir, it's ready to go. And I carry quite a lot of these, to be honest with you. I mean, I know it's a bit bulky, but I'll probably have 4 of these with me during the course of the day, set up and ready to go. And it's very rarely that I have to stop during the course of the day and tie up a new leader. I've already got one done. Saves a lot of time, really does. Now what I had to do for years before somebody showed me this really simple thing that saves so much time during the course of the day, especially if you're changing lines continuously. Every time I had to try and change the line, say from a floater to a midge tip, take the leader off, wind it in. Right, so if you want to change lines, the way to do it is, whether it's 1 fly or multiple flies, 2 flies, 3 flies, 4 flies, whatever, I've still got just one fly on here, but this works just as well on small waters as it does on large waters. You guys that are competition anglers already, and the more experienced guys will know this little trick, but first time somebody showed it to me, I was like, wow, that saves so much time. So, you've got your fly on there, wind your fly line back until it's there, right past that ring or wherever it is where it stops, because you're gonna, if you've got multiple flies on, the top fly is gonna get caught in your top ring. That's the time to stop, obviously. So we're here. This is the line I want to put on. So all I have to do cut my leader, reattach your leader to your fly line. A little bit of saliva on there just to make sure we don't burn the line when we pull it tight. Snip off the excess. Quick change on my reel. Throw that one away. Snap that one in place. And we're done. So you haven't got to go all the way through all of those rings, threading it all through. That's it, we're ready to go. It's so quick. I mean, that took a little bit longer than normal, but on a normal day I would have that reattached within less than a minute. Really simple tip. It's gonna keep your flies in the water that much longer. Trust me, it will. Right, we've just come up to the top lake, I suppose you'd call it. It's the largest out of the 3 lakes, and it's quite shallow. He did did a weed cut here a few weeks ago, and there's still a little bit of weed there, which is good because you want cover for the fish anyway. But it's predominantly a dry fly lake, and the fish are very, very free rising. This has got to be the worst conditions you can try dry fly into this morning, but we'll give it a go. Oh yeah, bugger, look at that. Oh, got him. Oh, he's off. Oh well. It took me by surprise that 1 second cast. I wasn't really ready for it. Oh, didn't even see what he took, to be honest. But there you go. And that wasn't the fish I was casting to. Oh, look at those two there, look. Oh yeah. Missed. Too quick that time. I've just changed leaders, and the first one I put on was just not sinking enough. Right, this cast should cover them. It's got to be on one there. Ah, yeah. Missed it. I'm taking that point fly, that very small black Midas, I think. Didn't hook him, so he may come again. Got him this time. Ooh, it's going well. And I got him. It's tricky with the weed here, very tricky. Got to try and keep their heads up. We did it, persevered. I thought he'd gone at one point, but nope, still here. Lovely. Oh, that's a nice rainbow, that. Look at that. Very good. On the black Midas. I'm going to put him straight back. So. Look at that. Oh, got him. That was a very slow take. Pull him well. Oh, pain. the correct attention to that particular fish then. Not as much as I should have been. It's just straight in the weed again. Oh man. That did it. I'm going to give this fish a bit of stick. Come on Trevor, you can get it. Oh, he's got weed all around him. I'm going to release this fish in the water because they're not happy going back, I'm afraid. If I can, without falling in. Well, the weather's got the better of us today. It's just too hot for fishing, it really is. But Peter's really looked after us here at Thornwood Springs. We've had a lovely morning's fishing. We've had a few fish on the dries, which is fantastic. And I hope you've picked up a few of the tips I've given you and that are going to help you in your fishing for this year. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe. Press that button. And if you've got any queries, or if you want us to do anything else, any other methods you want us to describe, put your messages down there as well. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you again soon. Tight lines.